There's no way in this world that, like, even if my head falls off, that I'm coming off this desert without doing it. I'm going to be the first double amputee to do it. It was the best feeling in the world, crossing that line and getting that medal, man.
Regardless of what situation people find themselves in, there is still ways and means to achieve success. That's the thing that I'll be proud of.
970 is the world record. It's a gold medal for Great Britain.
But to break 2 world records in one day, yeah, it's just the stuff of dreams, you know.
And it is a new world record. He's done it again. He's shattered the world record twice in a day.
I drove myself home and back to Devon, full with the intention of killing myself.
Part of me was like, shit, I'm gonna die. So, you know, I'm not gonna get to see my child being born, and, you know, I'm not gonna get a chance to be a dad.
And you suddenly think, oh my gosh, you know, this is probably the end. You know, after 40 years of having an active life and a healthy life, you know, this is probably the end, you know.
So I grew up north of Inverness, in a little village really, in the north of Scotland. I left high school at 15 and a half, because you could. Jobs up there were quite scarce. It's quite one of them sort of father-son jobs kind of thing. So I was like, this is about time. I think I want to join the military and have an adventure, really.
And I was always done loads of sport. I'd done loads of outdoors stuff as well. And yeah, I was chatting to some mates, one of whom was an officer in the Marines, and it just became pretty apparent pretty quickly that life in the military was probably going to suit me pretty well.
Sport and activity was always my driver. You know, I've always had that passion for movement. I suppose I've always had an internal passion for dopamine.
I woke up after a couple hours kip, and I had this like really horrible feeling this morning, and I said to my best mate out there, I says, oh mate, I've got a really bad feeling about what we're going to go and do. So anyway, long story short, we patrolled down this road in our vehicles. Half an hour later, my vehicle, we roll over a large explosive, and bang, blew my vehicle up with all the occupants in. It basically shattered all my legs. The way you sit in the vehicle, you have your personal weapon strapped into the door, and as the weapon came out, it went through my arm and basically broke my arm, and it tossed me out the vehicle about 20-30 foot, which is quite far.
I literally was in the gym, and over a period of about 15 minutes just started feeling a bit weird. Physically, like my body was just shutting down, and I didn't really know what was going on at the time, but like I basically went from standing to sitting to lying down, and you know, the entirety of my left side from my neck down was just, you know, gradually stopped working basically. When I got taken into hospital, they gave me an MRI scan of my brain, and there was basically a Satsuma-sized like puddle of blood in there. I mean, I was told by a junior doctor at the time, incorrectly as it turned out, and you know, later on we found out that he shouldn't have told me this, but it happened, so it is what it is. But like, I was told that I had a brain tumour that had bled, which was, you know, sort of worst case scenario to a certain extent.
I was part of a paragliding club, and the plan was for the bank holiday weekend, which was the 2nd of May 2009, that we were going to spend 2 days flying above the Gower Peninsula in Swansea. I was flying across the top ridge, about 40 feet above the ground. My whole canopy just collapsed. You know, just a complete freak of nature, wrong place, wrong time. I fell about around 40 feet, and as I actually hit the floor, I didn't realise I broke my back. I won a silver in the 10-mile time trial. You know, I won a silver in the sprint on the track. You know, the first stage is denial. It's like, really? Wow, you know? And then shocked to think, oh my gosh, I can't believe it actually really happened. All of the training, all of the compromise, the heartache, the blood, the sweat, the tears, it was all worth it.
So next year, looking at becoming the first ever disabled person to solo the South Pole. So yeah, it's, this is good training for that kind of stuff. It's just all, resilience, distance. It's all good really.
It was really nice to do something in the UK and actually be able to physically see the effect that stuff has on your own people, basically.
I just want to prove to anyone, not just military, anyone, that you can be really up against it physically and you can still go and do something that anyone would find different. Like if I can ski 200 miles, I'm not whinging and complaining about losing 2 legs. That's not a factor now.